Gem or junk? Howdy, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patrick Hickey, Jr., Editor-in-Chief of ReviewFix.com, bringing you the next edition of Gem or Junk. This week out, we're going to be playing Lifeforce, which was known as Salamander in Japan back in the day. Kind of reminds me a lot of Zubius from back in the day. Just a side-scrolling shooter, some Defender going on in here. Without, like, you know, the people and stuff. So we could change our weapons. And if Contra was a side-scrolling shooter, I guess that's what they're trying to say. I love how the levels, like, kind of populate themselves as you play. That's, like, one of the cool parts of the game. Same freaking sound effects as Contra. So you've gotta attack like certain parts of the salamander to like open up parts. I'm dead. My daughter does not like this game at all. We were just playing Tecmo World Wrestling, and she was totally a fan. This game is pretty hard. This stuff is pretty easy. I think the levels populating themselves, that you liked. She liked that sound effect. The levels populating themselves is a cool feature, but it could be also unforgiving. You like the music, honey? Yeah? Okay. So see, we beat that salamander, or whatever you want to call it, and I don't really know how it changed the gameplay experience, but we had to go up, because if we would have went down, yeah, so you've got to like kind of fast forward through each level. This is not your typical shooter. Visually, I like the ship. I think the ship looks pretty badass. See? That looks like the dog from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. So we've been here already. They refurbished a whole bunch of sound effects. The gameplay is interesting. It's a different type of shooter. It's not for everybody. Controls pretty good. I'm not sure, though, how sold I am on this yet. Let's see if I can get a little bit farther. Konami's so good that, like, back in the day, you probably wouldn't have even cared that they were using the same sound effects. Right, daughter? Yep, she agrees. So we're going to go down here, because that was the way that we couldn't have gone before. But see, as long as you're fast, then you're fine. And now she's playing with her toys. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is what happens when you try and do a podcast with the kids, but that's okay, because it's not like we're playing Metal Gear or Castlevania or another amazing Konami game. This is decent, but these enemies, even from the get-go, you're like, all right, what are these things? Like, looks like two flying saucers, like from Carvel. Right? Yeah, I know. I'm not feeling it either. So, and these backgrounds, it's like spider webs. It's not really doing it for me. This is all about remembering patterns and things like that. This isn't gonna, like, blow you away. Oh, now we got some homing missiles. And they run out. That's not right. We got the dogs from The Nightmare Before Christmas again. Okay. Alright, things are starting to get a little better. What do you think, Josie? These big horns. You don't like those? See, it's like you can't get too ahead and you can't go too far behind. You've got to shoot through these freaking things. This is crazy. This is mega hard. So yeah, overall, Lifeforce is not terrible. It's not the best Konami game. There are certainly better shooters out there. I would rather play those than these, but if you can get this cheap, it's definitely not junk. It's just hard and really unique in the fact that, like, it's punishing.